Hello, my name is Nick Kim and I did my cyber chat on the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack. Waiting in long lines is for gas is already a pain. Now imagine waiting but having the worry of not getting gas at all. This is what Americans experienced in May 2021 during the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack. A hacker group known as DarkSide gained access to Colonial Pipeline's network through an insecure password. The pipeline company learned that it was being attacked on May 7th. On May 9th, in order to stop the hacker group from executing more attacks on vulnerable pipeline parts, the company had to shut down thousands of miles of pipeline. During this time, there were fuel shortages and panic buying along the eastern and Mexican Gulf Coast. In some states, nearly half of gas stations reported running completely out of fuel, which led to scenes of drivers filling extra containers, waiting for hours, and paying higher prices. On May 13th, the company reported that it restarted its pipeline and that product delivery had resumed to all markets. But what exactly happened? First off, let's start with the hacker group, DarkSide. They are a for-profit cybercriminal organization that develops and distributes ransomware to other cybercriminal organizations. Ransomware is used to deny access to information technology systems or data and hold the systems hostage until a ransom is paid. Specifically, DarkSide's ransomware is a RAS, ransomware as a service, that utilizes double extortion tactics. That means they don't just lock up files. They also steal sensitive data, threatening to release it publicly if the ransom isn't paid. After infiltrating the target's organization, private data is encrypted and held at ransom. Victims are instructed to pay a ransom, usually in Bitcoin, to regain access. In Colonial Pipeline's case, DarkSide asked for a 75 Bitcoin ransom, equivalent to $4.4 million, and the pipeline company controversially decided to pay. How did DarkSide gain access to Colonial Pipeline's network? The cybercriminals used a compromised VPN password because the system lacked MFA, or multi-factor authentication protocols. This made entry into the network so much easier since there weren't multiple steps to verify the user's identity. Once they gained access, they moved laterally across the network, stealing more than 100 gigabytes of data in just 2 hours and infecting the system with ransomware. It's important to note that this wasn't some super high-tech state-sponsored attack. It was the result of a weak password combined with outdated security practices. That's part of what made the attack so alarming. It showed that even simple oversights can cause massive consequences. How did this affect the company? The company paid the $4.4 million ransom, and even though the FBI encourages companies not to pay, because doing so fuels the ransomware economy. In addition to the ransom, Colonial lost revenue, had to hire an outside security firm, and faced costs associated with repairing its reputation. Consumers lost trust in the company's ability to deliver energy reliably, and lawmakers questioned how much a critical piece of infrastructure could be so vulnerable. So, in short, they lost a lot of money in a very short period of time. The disruption of services and the decision to pay the ransom ultimately damaged the company's image as reliable and trustworthy. This cyber attack also highlighted just how fragile critical infrastructure can be. When something like an energy pipeline goes down, it doesn't just affect one company, it ripples out to millions of people's daily lives. For many, this incident was the first time they really felt the impact of a cyber attack in a direct personal way. You couldn't just dismiss it as a computer problem happening in the background. You saw it when you went to the gas station and found no gas. In response, lawmakers and regulators began looking for ways to prevent this kind of situation from happening again. In 2022, during the Biden-Harris administration, President Biden signed the Cyber Incident Reporting for Critical Infrastructure Act. This act requires the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, to develop and enforce rules requiring companies in critical industries to report cyber incidents and ransomware payments. By requiring reporting, CISA can provide resources to victims, spot attack trends, and share information with other potential targets before it's too late. Essentially, it's about creating a system of collective defense instead of leaving companies to fend for themselves. The Colonial Pipeline case became a wake-up call not just for the US, but for countries around the world. It showed that one weak password can lead to empty gas station, financial losses, and federal policy changes. It also pushed businesses to rethink their cybersecurity practices, adding MFA, limiting network access, and preparing incident response plans. The message was clear. Cybersecurity is no longer just an IT issue, it's a national security issue. In summary, the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack showed both private companies and the federal government how one overlooked security measure can disrupt millions of lives, cost millions of dollars, and spark sweeping changes in how the U.S. protects its critical infrastructure from cyber threats. And while steps have been taken since then, the incident serves as a reminder that in today's digital world, protecting our infrastructure requires constant vigilance, preparation, and investment. Thank you.